An executive order enacting a major trade deal with Japan, setting new tariffs and securing U.S. investments. He also hosted top executives at the White House yesterday for talks on artificial intelligence and the future of American manufacturing. Here's more.
President Trump signed an executive order Thursday setting a 15% tariff on nearly all Japanese imports and locking in major Japanese investments in the U.S.
Today is a historic day between the United States of America and Japan because the President of the United States has signed the executive order that puts into effect the amazing historic agreement between Japan and the United States.
The agreement rolls back steep tariffs on Japanese cars while removing duties on aircraft and pharmaceuticals. Japan is also opening its markets to American agriculture, pledging a 75% increase in rice imports and $8 billion in yearly purchases of U.S. farm goods. Japan has also committed $550 billion in direct U.S. investments. The executive order says they will be selected by the U.S. government and will help generate new jobs and boost domestic manufacturing. For Tokyo, the cuts bring long-sought relief to its auto sector, with tariffs dropping from over 27% to just 15%.
I feel very good for both countries. Yeah, it's really good for our building up the economic security and also economic growth for both countries. So it's really historic, I believe so.
But even as the deal takes effect, President Trump is warning other trade agreements may need to be revisited depending on how the Supreme Court rules in a major case on tariffs. And Trump on Thursday hosted a high-profile dinner with more than 24 technology executives. The guest list features some of the most powerful names in Silicon Valley, including Apple's Tim Cook, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
All of the companies here are making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation.
Zuckerberg said tech firms expect to spend at least $600 billion on U.S. infrastructure through 2028. Other leaders echoed praise for the administration's role in advancing artificial intelligence. Google co-founder Sergey Brin called it an incredible inflection point. AMD CEO Lisa Su credited the White House for accelerating semiconductor growth, while Microsoft's Satya Nadella highlighted trust in U.S. technology.
I think that everything that you're doing in terms of setting in place the platform where the rest of the world can not only use our technology but trust our technology more than any other alternative is perhaps the most important issue.
Trump also used the event to signal new tariffs on semiconductors imported from firms that refuse to move production to the U.S.
President Trump's trade deals will stay in place despite an ongoing legal challenge to sweeping tariffs. This is according to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on CNBC today.
The president has all sorts of other authorities, right? So the 232, so everything we just did with Japan, that holds, right? That's durable, that stays. Europe, that stays. These are autos, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors. Those all stay. So these are durable models. These big deals are going to stay. We have lots of other authorities that the president can use. They're called 301 and 338. I mean, he's got tons of authorities.
An appeals court found earlier that most of Trump's tariffs are illegal, but kept them in place for now. The Trump administration took the fight to the Supreme Court on Wednesday. They're asking the justices to rule quickly. The president has the power to impose sweeping import taxes under federal law. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats will force votes in the coming weeks in an effort to reverse Trump's tariffs. President Trump today said India and Russia seem to have been lost to China. This comes after their leaders